Hey, what is going on guys? How you guys doing? So today we're checking out the Final Fantasy VII Remake 1/6 scale Cloud Strife made by Superduck. So this piece was announced a couple of months ago, and I've got pretty mixed opinions about this piece. I'm just gonna say right off the bat that I think the figure doesn't look that great. I think we've had much better 1/6 scale Cloud Strifes out there, such as the ones made by Game Toys and VTS toys. I think those figures looked way better. They had a much better sculpt, much better paint job, and they came with much better accessories. So I think the Superduck Cloud is probably the worst 1/6 scale Cloud that I've seen. Yeah, I just think the figure is pretty simple. There's really nothing on the figure that really strikes me, and I think the head sculpt isn't that great. The hairpiece really needs work, it just doesn't look right here. And it's also super bright. I don't know what that's all about. It didn't look this bright in the game, so I just don't know why they made it like this. If they just make these minor adjustments on the hair and the face, then I think it would look way better. But yeah, that is just my opinion. What about you guys? What do you think of the figure? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And do you plan to pick it up? Let me know in the comments below. So I mean, the overall figure doesn't look too bad. I do quite like the body. I like the fact that they've used real fabrics for the clothing. It just adds a much more natural feel to the figure. Whereas the Player's Kai figures are completely made out of plastic. And as you guys can see, the body is made out of rubber. As you guys probably know by now, these Superduck figures do not come with a body. You need to buy the bodies separately, so you're gonna want to pick up the VII TB League male body. And yeah, you'll have to assemble the figure by yourself. But it is pretty straightforward, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. So yeah, the clothing looks pretty nice. I do quite like all the detailing, such as the shoulder pad and the belt. It seems to be pretty nicely sculpted, so I can't really complain there. Even the belt seems to be made out of like real fabrics. It almost looks like leather, and even his gauntlet piece is pretty nicely sculpted. It's got a nice shiny wash, as if it's made out of metal. As for the Buster Sword itself, it looks pretty similar to the Player's Kai Buster Sword. I do like the fact that we have these tiny holes inside the Buster Sword, so yeah, you can insert some materia if you guys want. I know the VTS toys and the game toys came with some materia, but it doesn't seem like the Superduck figure comes with any materia. Okay, so here we have a close-up on the face, just in case you guys want to check it out. I mean, seeing these photos, it doesn't look too bad, but at the same time, just as I mentioned before, something doesn't look right. I just think this hairpiece is the main issue. It looks way too big, it's way oversized, and as I mentioned before, the paint job in the hairpiece is just totally off. So yeah, I really hope that they fix that. I think the face itself looks pretty good. I do quite like the paint job here, and the facial features are pretty sharp. They're very nice and clean, and I do quite like the paint job in his eyes. I can't quite make out the color. It's supposed to be green like in the game, but I think they're blue here. I think the face looks like a much older version of Cloud Strife. He looks much more mature here. But there is something about the face which I like. But yeah, just me personally, I would not choose to pick up this figure. I would definitely go for the Game Toys Cloud. I also think the figure looks pretty buff. I think they've used the wrong body for this specific figure. I don't know, just the arms and the chest look way too big. He wasn't this buff in the game, so I think they need to tone down on the body, and maybe choose a body with a much slimmer build. Here we have a side view of the hairpiece. It doesn't look that bad here, it actually looks quite nice. I love all the strands of hair sculpted in there. It looks very detailed. I don't know, from this photo, the paint job looks pretty good. It doesn't look too bright, but I really hope that the figure looks much better in person. I just hope that it's not this bright. And here we have an action pose on the figure. As you guys know, the VII body is super articulate. So yeah, you can pretty much achieve any pose you want. So I wouldn't worry too much about the articulation. If you guys haven't had a VII figure before, then all I can say is that they're probably the most articulate figures that you'll ever pick up. So here we have a shot which is pretty interesting. So as you can see, it seems like we can fit the Buster Sword on his back. And yeah, it looks great. The joint is very hidden. So yeah, you really can't see how it's connected at all. So yeah, I just love that aspect about this piece. I'm gonna have a lot more Final Fantasy VII videos on the way, so be sure to ring that bell notification so you guys don't miss out. I hope you guys have a great day, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Alright, take it easy guys.